LoveLine.
LoveLine is meant for an adult audience. LoveLine may contain sexually oriented content. Listener discretion is advised. This is LoveLine. LoveLine. With Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Hey, everybody, it's LoveLine. I'm Adam. That's Dr. Drew. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Dr. Drew is a board-certified physician and addiction medicine specialist. He'd probably close a cut pretty fast, too, if he had to.
I had to.
Tonight, we have a couple of guests from the Contender, my new favorite show. Sergio Mora is here and Jonathon Reid. Jonathan was eliminated a few rounds ago, and Sergio is still in the mix, but Jonathan could get back into it if we vote for him and get him on the undercard at the Vegas fight. Is that correct, Jonathan?
That is correct. They have to go to contender.yahoo.com and click on fan favorites, and then click on the dot next to Jay Reid and hit the vote button, and so I can get it crack-a-lacking.
Best show on TV, quite easily. And here's the thing, and I've said it many times. It's good for the same reason all these other Mark Burnett shows are good. The Contender is great, for the same reason that The Apprentice is great or Survivor's great, except for at the end, instead of a kayak race, they beat the F out of each other. That's really what you want to see. It's really weird, and what we do in society now is we sort of substitute that feeling, that sort of visceral animal feeling of wanting to see the guy clobber the next guy by beating him in some game of strategy in the boardroom.
Symbolic defeat.
It's a symbolic beating. This is an actual beating. It really just distilled it down. It's sort of like
it's getting closer to gladiator fights. You're right.
It's like, remember how porn used to have a story, and now it's gone. You just turn the movie on. It's like, all right, well that's it. The end. That's what this is. This is like, screw it. We're not going to pretend. We want to see these guys going at it. And sometimes there's bad blood, and that makes it real exciting. And then other times the guys kind of like each other,
and it makes it
even more interesting.
Yeah, see that?
Yeah. Now let's see, Jonathan. Who did you lose to? Who was your guy?
I lost to Jesse Brinkley, in the second week, and we had one of those stories where we sort of liked each other,
right?
And when it came time to fight, it was I guess it was kind of hard for me to put that aside, but I guess Jesse wasn't paying no attention to it because he got in there and whipped me and sent me on to the house, man.
He's got heavy hands, as they say in the business, that Jesse does, and he just won last week, right? Mm-hmm. Is that him just beating the number one dad?
The number one dad, yeah.
Not the number one
Anthony
boxer.
Bonsante.
Yeah, everyone hates Anthony because he's so sincere. He cries all the time.
I thought they hated Hamed.
Oh, they hated Hamed. Yeah, but Hamed they hated in a sort of novel way because he was like a caricature with the sunglasses.
Oh, you need a guy like that.
And the preening and the pretty boy and everything. I think people thought maybe he had his tongue in his cheek a little bit. The prince, that is, but I think Anthony they just think is a actual pain in the ass. Yeah.
Well,
you don't want to say
I liked him.
You liked him?
The only thing I didn't like was his that Fargo humor he had. He's from Minnesota, so he had that accent.
Yeah.
Like, hey.
Big nostrils.
Like that.
Big nostrils for a white guy, too. You don't normally see that.
Too.
Yeah. A lot of air getting through there. That could have stopped him in the fifth round. I'm not sure. The whole glove got stuck in his nostril when he got hit with an uppercut. That uppercut
was a thing of beauty.
Yeah. And, that's what I was saying. What was I saying to you, Drew? What was I saying yesterday?
A seasoned fighter will use an uppercut.
Yeah. The newer guys will just wing and just throw, but the seasoned guys will throw that uppercut in there. You don't see amateurs throwing uppercuts. You don't see the guys with sort of the 5 and under stuff. But that uppercut, boy, you could sneak it in. Mm-hmm. Especially when someone's getting a little bit tired. Sergio is a crafty fighter, by the way. He's long, he's lean, but he uses his defense. Drew, what else do I say?
About Sergio?
Anybody?
About boxing.
No. I say, you can tell you can tell more about how good a fighter is by his defense than by his offense.
Exactly. Adam, I like you already.
Yeah, am I right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
We always talked about who was the guy you fought in the ring with, the big guy? Lamont Brewster?
Lehman Brewster.
He fought with Lehman Brewster, and the way his defense slid off.
Yeah, he was slick for a big
guy. He's very slick.
But you could take a guy and in 2 years teach him how to throw punches and move forward, but it was going to take you 11 years to teach him the defense part. And that's how you can tell the real pros. So, favorite show? What's going on this Sunday?
They can't tell you.
can't
we
tell
can't
me
really say
anything?
much, but there's 4 guys left.
4 guys
I'm
left.
one of them.
Oh.
And there's 2 more episodes and then finale in May 24th in Caesar's Palace. So we're all looking forward to that.
$1,000,000. Now, wait a minute. Who got the car? Did you get the car?
I got a truck.
Man, he got a truck in one of the challenges. But he was losing.
No. I got it by flipping a card. The challenge was.
Oh, that was the other guy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That was Joey.
Right. Yeah, you got yours in
Las Vegas.
In Las
I flipped
Vegas.
an ace.
That's right. Yeah, first they had like, I don't know, 6 guys standing around in a circle, and they said, "Look, go up, flip a card, and whoever gets the ace gonna go home with the forerunner." And Sergio just walked right up and flipped the first card, and it was an ace.
Toyota Tundra.
Pissed off everyone else in the play. But you know, the great thing about boxers is they're all of them have good hard luck stories, you know. So it's like their dad is gone, their mom took care of them. They have 170 brothers and sisters. They're all lived in a matchbox, and then they start crying. And then the tears start coming down. No, it's true, though.
You don't need to be a boxer. I think everyone has a story, and that's why the Contender's so popular, because people like indirectly,
like the stories.
Yeah, indirectly live through us, you know.
And Sergio's a local boy from
East LA.
East LA.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. Well, now, what gym did you go to when you were starting
I started off in Montebello, a police athletics league, and then from there I started up in Solid Rock, and that's still in East LA, and that's where I train right now. Whittier Boulevard.
And you're working out with Jonathon?
I'm working out with Jonathon and a couple other guys.
Mm-hmm. Now, see, that's a clue to me, Drew.
Uh-oh.
That's a clue that he may have made the final.
No.
See,
yeah.
Jonathan's out here trying to
The thing
promote
is,
himself.
you know, I'm out here trying to, you know, promote myself and put a little extra spunk
He wants to get ready.
into my repertoire.
Yeah.
You know, you never know what might happen, so I want to come out here and work with, you know, one of the best.
Yeah. Now it seems more like he made the final. I think he made the final because he's good.
Yeah.
He's slick. Michelle over here doesn't normally go for the fellas, but I think she'd make an exception in Sergio's case. Am I right?
She reacted.
Am I right?
Big fan, big fan.
Got here, you guys.
Slick boxer.
The Latin snake.
Oh,
Latin
my
snake.
God.
And it's good. It's good. I like Latin too, you know.
Yeah.
Latin snake. It's a good name.
Nice.
And it's weird because you don't really have it. You haven't really heard it.
The name.
I think it's pretty unique, and whenever I stop boxing, I got you mentioned porn, I got another career there.
You got a great name for porn. All right, we will get to the phones. Oh, this Sunday. This is going to be exciting. Talk to Brittany, who's 18. Brittany?
Hi.
What's up?
Okay, well, this is my thing. It's kind of weird, but...
Hold on a second. Did you guys see that Corrales fight over the weekend? Oh, my God.
Yes, we did. One of the greatest fights ever.
Epic battle. Wow. I mean, epic. And you know, the thing about boxing matches is it's like, some of them suck, and then once in a while you see one you'll never forget.
Wow.
That was an example of 2 warriors getting in there, you know, wanting to give it their all and leave it inside the ring.
And a weird but effective strategy. These guys are just going toe-to-toe for 10 rounds. They're both eyes are closing, cuts, trading. The second you think one guy's got a small advantage on the other guy just comes winging back. Mm-hmm. Toe-to-toe the entire fight. No clinching, no hugging, no nothing. Just toe-to-toe 10 rounds. But one guy seems like he's getting just a little bit the better of the other guy, and toward the beginning of, I guess, the 10th or 11th round, he tags him. Big upper hook, drops him, just crumbles to the ground. Guy, he may not get up, but he staggers to his feet. They start trading again, and 10 seconds later, he's down again. And it looks like it's over because the guy's eyes closed. I mean, it's one thing you get dropped in the second round, you still have a nice coat of carnauba wax on you.
Right.
But when you're all busted up and you go down, you ain't coming back up. It goes down, but he spits his mouthpiece out. And so now the ref has to call time. And he has to pick up the mouthpiece and they have to walk him over the corner. And his trainer, Joe Goosen, is like playing stupid. Like, what do you want me to do with the mouth? He's like talking and wasting time and get the thing back into the guy's mouth. Well, now he's had 20, 30 seconds to refresh himself because he would have been dead. Otherwise, the guy would have ran across the ring at him. He would have been looking at 3 guys coming at him and just gone down. Gets refreshed just for 20 seconds, comes out, starts beating the crap out of the other guy, and they stop the fight.
Beautiful fight.
Oh, amazing fight. But here's my thing. You're getting the S beat out of you for 10 rounds, and your mouthpiece falls on the canvas. You don't need to wash it off. Just go and toss it back in. You're drinking your own blood. This guy blew a snot rocket on you in the 5th round. He's leaking out of all of his parts or hanging on you. You have his blood spread all over the thing. You've been eating leather for 10 rounds and just Vaseline, blood, and leather for 10 rounds. But the thing lands on the Cuervo sign on the canvas. Oh, get the Purell. We got to wash this down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For whoever didn't see that fight, they got to see it. What really sucks about that is what depreciated the greatness of that fight. That freaking horse, 50-1, ended up winning that same day, and then the next day,
the Kentucky Derby?
Exactly. And then the next day, the front page is a horse instead of these two warriors.
It's really weird with boxing. I mean, boxing was huge in the 50s, and it had its stuff with Ali and everything. But in general, Tyson fights. It's on the 7th page. It's the back of the sports page. It's crazy, and it's weird because these guys are amongst the highest paid, best known names and athletes in the world. Why is the Dodgers lose to the Padres 4-3 in Game 38 of the 160 game season, and that's on the front page.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And then there's a Trout report. And then there's a bunch of collegiate golf, and then we get to the Warriors? How dare they?
I think we have...
I'm outraged.
We have very ambivalent feelings about enjoying boxing.
Well, then if it's going to go away, it should go away. But if not,
going to bring it back.
Put it on the front page. What do you think?
Contender's going to help bring it back.
Yeah?
I hope so.
Yeah.
I think Tyson kind of helped disgrace it a little bit.
I'm telling you, this Chico Corrales fight, you never just saw better sporting. You never saw a better 45 minutes of sport, number one. You never saw two more courageous guys. You've never been more impressed with two guys. You've never been more excited. It's incredible.
And then when the fight ended, like how they handled themselves, both of them, they were total gentlemen.
I would have been whining like a stuck pig. Get this mouthpiece!
Yeah, no complaining.
I'd be crying. I'd just be crying and screaming, and I'd be yelling, "Chip!" I'd be yelling, "Chip!" It's funny too. We always make fun of the guys too when they get those after fight interviews because the guy He's basically, it's like he ran a marathon while someone beat him in the head for 26 miles. And it's like, what did you think of the fight? And the guy's like, Jim, I got hit my equilibrium. It's like, you idiot, you can't even talk. It's like, he should be anyone else would just be vomiting and just head spinning around, not even disoriented, calling for their mom, not knowing where they were. You know what I mean?
Especially when Larry Merchant does it, because he's so slow and pedantic. And when he tells you what you did wrong, you're just like, I know what I did wrong. I just finished getting knocked out. Thanks for telling me again.
Yeah, no, guy.
And then look at it in the monitor.
Yeah, imagine interviewing most folks that just got knocked out.
Yeah.
I mean, whether it's just on the workplace.
Right.
They'd just be crying and disoriented, not know where they were, right? This guy, come on, he mispronounced that word. All right, you ready?
There we go.
Here we go. Brittany.
Hi.
What's up?
Okay, so I've been seeing a psychiatrist, and he told me that I am bipolar.
All right.
And I was the reason I'm confused about it is because I never thought of myself as bipolar before. And the only reason I'm really going to psychiatry is because my stepdad sort of sexually abused me.
Uh-oh. What did he do?
Well, he would drill holes through the walls and peep on me and expose himself to me and my sister.
Weird.
Yeah.
Not through the same hole, though, right?
No.
Different hole? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. He drill holes in the wall?
Yeah.
How'd you find him?
Oh, that's a bad sign. I mean, you guys living in a trailer or something?
No, we have a huge house. I mean, we had 20 acres and horses.
Really?
Yeah.
The wall's 5 inches thick. It's drilling a hole through it.
I know.
Okay.
Would you see him looking at you?
Yeah, we could see him sometimes. He mostly did it to me. It wasn't really my sisters as much, but...
Jesus.
And how old were you?
This went on since I was in 6th grade until I was 17.
Did you tell your mom?
Yeah, my mom knew about it the whole time.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it's weird.
All right, so what's your question?
Are you better looking than your sisters? I know it sounds like a horrible thing.
It is a horrible question, but it's the stepdad.
It's horrible, but stepdad, yeah. Are you?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
They were a lot younger too, so.
All right. I've turned the corner on this guy.
So what is your question?
No, but,
Okay.
but I'm just saying, if your guy's like 40, 45, and you move in a house, there's a sporty 16-year-old, like, she's getting out of the shower. Like, you had a couple beers.
Stepdad.
Stepdad. A little look-see.
Yeah.
So, Brittany, what's the question?
All right, I was wondering if bipolar has ever, like, developed because of, I mean, I have issues with my mom, too, some, like, relationship issues and stuff.
Yes, bipolar can, trauma, post-traumatic stress disorder, borderline, and bipolar are probably related to one another. Mm-hmm. So having been abused and traumatized, all that stuff can be associated with bipolarity, yes.
And so would medicine still help me?
Yes, it will help you.
How weird is like Thanksgiving and stuff? Do you go back home? Are you still living at home?
I'm living with my mom right now. She divorced my stepdad.
Because of this?
No.
Because I told on him, and the only way she could have me and my sisters back was if she divorced him.
Oof.
Wow.
Went to court?
He's actually was supposed to go to court on last Monday.
Oh, my God, this just happened?
Yeah, about a year ago is when it all came out. But,
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. And your mom and you are doing okay?
Kind of, yeah. I mean,
You sound okay.
Yeah.
You sound all right. Going to school? College?
I dropped out of high school, actually.
Well, let's
Well,
finish
good for
that
you.
up. Finish that up, Brittany.
No.
Come on.
Yeah.
All right. We'll get to work. Just get to work.
She
Look,
sounds smart.
but all these people are trying to get through high school and it's not happening and
She's
get
not
back
getting,
in.
she was
Just get a
derailed. She
job.
was derailed by all the crazy stuff at home, though.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Jonathan, you finished high school?
I did.
Oh, you did. Sergio?
Yes, sir.
High school? Everyone's got a diploma?
Mm-hmm.
Me too.
No, wait.
Well, not technically, because I owe the book room $19.95 for We the People. So I couldn't physically pick up my diploma. But, in my mind, in the eyes of God,
I think I want to
diploma.
go on a campaign to get at the graduation, perhaps this year at North Hollywood High, to get you your diploma.
I think that would be good.
That would be a nice thing.
20 years later, I'm walking down
You got a comedy show coming up in the fall. It could be the opening sort of
Adam goes back and gets his diploma.
It's the opening series.
I think, the reality is I think I could go get my diploma. I don't even think they'd want the money.
They need to give you one. They owe
need
you.
one.
They kicked your
They
ass
owe
for
me.
all those years.
Yeah.
They've traumatized you.
Wait, warehoused me.
That's right.
I didn't even know. I didn't even know the difference between a state and a country when I left that dump. I couldn't do anything. All I did was clean
I
carpets.
think you ought to take one of us boxers over there with you.
That's right.
We're strong on
Each
them.
my
guy, on either side of him.
Yeah,
That's
both
right.
there.
I want you guys dressed the same with
Yeah.
sunglasses and cross your arms and look at everybody.
Yeah, and that's my right. That's my right and my left. That's right. Yeah. Get them, boys.
We'll be
Sick
something
'em.
like the diploma security. Set it out.
Yeah, and I might need a couple diplomas. Like I might need like two
Well,
and
I
a
think-
doctorate
no,
too.
You're right. They ought to give you an honorary degree
Yeah.
and your actual degree.
Oh, and I want a letter.
Oh, yeah, letter.
I want a letter for
Football
like
letter?
varsity
Football.
Yeah, I want football varsity. Varsity football. That's what we need.
Yeah.
Sarah,
Yeah.
you're 15.
Uh-huh.
What's up, baby doll?
Yeah, okay. Like, I have kind of, like, big boobs or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I have always had, like, boyfriends that are, like, jerky and stuff. And, like, they're always, like, feeling on me and, like, begging me to have sex and stuff.
Jerky? Oh, they're jerks. They're
Yeah,
jerks.
jerks.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, horrible.
Mm-hmm.
and, like, I've always, like, hated it and stuff. But I always got those kind of guys.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, but,
Hang
like,
on, though. That's probably the only kind of guy you're ever going to meet, though.
It's like
unfortunately.
saying, oh, man, every time I get these Cracker Jacks, they always have these popcorn covered
With
caramel
caramel
with a
and-
little prize in there and some peanuts. I got to get a new pack.
I hate that.
It's no good. Every single one's always the same. I got to get another one. I got bad luck with Cracker Jacks. Now I think that's all they are. That's all guys
unfortunate.
are.
She's gotta-
They're all jerky. Sarah?
Come
Yeah.
to terms with that.
You
Sorry about that,
have to
Sarah.
just find a respectful jerk who is willing to play the game a little bit
Yeah,
and not
like-
make you think he wants sex.
I have a new
Great
boyfriend
advice.
now, though.
Yeah.
And, like, he doesn't try anything with me, and he's, like, really respectful.
Good.
And,
Interesting.
like, it kind of bothers me, and I don't know why. Like, it's
So you
weird.
want this
like,
guy- you
I
want
just
him to
hate
pu-
it, but now it makes me all
He's
weird.
gay. You want him to paw you.
Huh?
You wish he were more aggressive.
Yeah, and I don't know why.
Well, don't women just want whatever it is they don't have all the time, constantly? It's that way they can walk around in a constant state of never being pleased.
Unless she needs chaos and trauma, that kind of stuff.
Sarah?
She's sabotaging this.
Yeah.
Chaos in the family?
Yeah.
What happened?
Well, my mom, she's like really mean and stuff, and like my dad, he used to be a coke addict, and he went to prison, and he just got back from prison, and now he's all in my life and stuff again.
All right. Well, that can work you up pretty good.
Yeah.
It can make it difficult to have stable relationships. So what you may do is get very, very attracted to guys that are not available, like sort of jerk guys, and then find a nice guy and then find a reason to sabotage that. So we'd recommend you kind of hang in with the nice guy and, find a way to make that relationship work.
Don't sabotage that.
If you can tolerate it, if you can tolerate it, it will be a good thing.
Are you a virgin?
Yeah.
All right,
good.
But like, my question or whatever is because like, I wanted to know because like, a few years ago I got molested by my stepdad, and I want to know if like that has something to do with it.
Yes, that definitely does.
I'll tell you, from doing this show, I'd like to just put a bounty on stepdads.
Yeah.
I really would. Probably start with mine. He didn't molest me, but that sort of made me angry. Like, what? Not good enough? You know what I mean? I was a perfectly attractive young lad. You're so busy watching TV, you don't have time to molest. So I'd start with him, and then we'd just keep going. Just take all the stepdads out. Well, there's a couple of good ones that would go down. I'm going to be honest with you, but that's the way it works.
It's the risk.
We got to throw that net out there. It's like when you got a man-eating shark out there. You got to go out and get it.
Get a couple
Once in a while, a couple dolphins get caught up in the net, and even a couple other sharks that didn't even do anything get it. But what are you going to do? You got a man-eater out there. Am I right, gentlemen? All right, let's move out. I thought I was delivering a speech on a dock.
You need to run your fingers down a chalkboard.
Yeah. The Contender, everybody. I'll tell you, I watched the Oscar De La Hoya Contender-like show, which was exactly the same, except for it wasn't any good. Now, for me, it was good because I love boxing so much. I would just gladly watch anyone box at any time. But I realized for the general public, it didn't capture their imagination. And, didn't have Stallone, and it didn't have Sugar Ray. But it didn't have Mark Burnett. Didn't have that big score, the powerful score. And the fights. The fights are more exciting the way they're shot. The effects that he uses are more exciting than watching just in real time. And showing the kids and the crowd and the daddies getting beat on and they're crying. It's incredible. Tell you, it's a powerful journey. Sergio.
Yes.
Is there odds going around with these things? There's got to be Vegas odds.
Oh, there has to be. I just don't know about them.
You don't? You don't? You don't?
Come on.
Okay. I think Sergio may be the favorite.
Yeah.
I think he might be. I think he's considered. I think he's considered the most skilled. All the guys got a good chin.
Adam?
Listen. I've seen millions and millions of fights in my day, and there's a lot of good fighters out there. And I think you showed the most skill. I think with your defense. I think also, when a guy's longer and he has the longer body parts. Guys that are longer
body
look not all of them.
That's right, baby.
Yeah, I got the longer body parts. No, but guys that are sort of long and lean look dorky riding a bike. They look dorky trying to do gymnastics. They look dorky running. Dancing. They always just look. You always look better if you're shorter and have those smaller parts. Never is that more true than in boxing. As the lighter weight guys look just crisp and sharp, and some of the heavyweights look kind of lumbering and sloppy. So the fact that Sergio's got real long parts and still looks sharp, that's a pretty
you're
good
boxing,
compliment.
Adam. You're boxing.
Yeah.
And for a tall guy like myself, I'm 6 foot. To me to crouch down and then uncoil with punches the way I do, it's kind of unorthodox, and that's kind of a style that attributes to.
There was another guy who was long who looked good too. It was called the Motor City Cobra. Maybe you know him as the Hitman, Tommy Hearns.
That's
yes,
the man
Drew?
right there. That's the man.
When you got a name like the Motor City Cobra, do you got to change it? Was there other guys named the Motor City Cobra? Or is that not intimidating enough?
He was a snake too. Motor City Cobra, the Land Snake. Oh, got something going here.
I'm just saying, if I go with Motor City Cobra,
you're going with it.
Yeah, like they gave me Brillo head when I was in the 8th grade. I stuck with it.
Then you moved on to Ace, though.
Yeah, I did modify to Ace. Yeah. We will take ourselves a little break. Got the Contenders in here tonight. and we'll be right back after this.
LoveLine.
Okay, wait. My hair.
We'll be right back.
The one and only Live 105.
Everybody, it's LoveLine. I'm Adam. That's Dr. Drew. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Talking to the contenders tonight. Sergio Mora is here tonight. Jonathon Reid.
Hello.
Is here tonight. Jonathan was unfortunately eliminated by the heavy-handed Jesse Brinkley, who just won last week. It's good to see at least the guy who beat you is made it to the Final Four.
That's what I'm talking about. You know, that makes me, look kind of good. But, I still wish that I was in the position that he's in right now. But,
yeah. And he's the only guy really cleanly knocked another guy out. Mm-hmm. I mean, pretty much. Just
that says a lot about my chin, man, because he cracked me with some good shots, and the kingpin didn't go down. But the fans gotta love a brother. This Mama Jamma was doing it, baby. They gotta vote me back on so I can get on there and do something.
Well, here's the thing too. It says here you have 5 kids.
That's right.
Wow.
That lets them know that I don't shoot no blanks, man.
No. And that's speaking of nut, that's a big monthly nut. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's 5
I know that's right. I got to put some money in the kids' college fund and all that good stuff.
So here's what I'm talking about with Jonathan. I got some thoughts about Jonathan. Here's the deal. You got to vote to see the undercard fights are. There's a chance for these guys to get some more camera time, to get on television. Another thing too for boxers, when you get some exposure, when your name gets up there, you could go from $2,500 to $50,000 to $100,000 or whatever a fight. So many of these guys, it's just about
the one coming up is $1 million.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's part of the show, but then whoever wins that fight obviously is going to have a name, or even loses that fight is going to at least have a name. For boxing, there's so many guys out there whose names the public aren't familiar with, even guys that are ranked in the top 5, top 10 guys, even champions, a lot of people don't know sometimes. So it's important to get your name out there. All these guys are good. I mean, they're all qualified. They all deserve to be there. But Jonathan over here, he's got a couple of kids. He's, I don't want to call him long in the tooth, but, he ain't 21. You know what I mean? He's not going to be going for another 10 years. He's got to make hay while the sun shines.
You know what I'm saying? I got to do my thing. I'm 32 years old, but I'm a young 32. You understand what I'm talking about?
Right.
I'm 32, and I feel like I'm 21.
Really?
So that's why they got to watch out for the kingpin, because I'm ready. So you need to go to the website, contender.yahoo.com, and click on fan favorites, and hit the dot next to J. Reid, and vote for me. You understand what I'm saying?
I am. I do. And, I do think that a lot of guys are going to vote for the people that got off most recently, like Anthony, number one dad, and that kind of stuff. But I'd go for the guy I like the most, the guy who has the most kids, and the guy who needs the most money.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's the way it should be.
That's Jonathan. All right, let's see. Let's talk to Nate, who's 20. Nate?
Yeah, how's it going?
What's happening?
Well, I live with my boss on his property here in Hillsboro, Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
His whole family lives here.
What kind of boss? What are you, a boss? You live with a boss. What kind of work do you do?
Logging.
You're logging?
Yeah.
All right.
I live on a trailer on his property. It's 5 acres.
Does that mean you just cut down trees? You're like a gardener for him?
He has a logging company, the boss, right?
Well, there's a big difference. He's the owner of the company, but there's a big difference between logging and cutting. I'm actually a timber faller and an arborist is what I am.
Cool.
Right now, we're
business.
timber.
Hey, let me tell you this, too. It's bad to live on families' properties in the guest house, because it's not for you, for the family. Because that part where the family gets massacred goes up like tenfold. Because then they blame the guy who was living on the guest house and the property, and then they realize it was the Mansons or something like that. But it's always you're the guy. You're going to discover the bodies, Nate. That's how it works.
Well, you know
you're the Cato Kalin.
Yeah.
Well, it's weird. The other day, the boss's wife has ducks.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of the ducks turned up missing. I bird hunt.
Mm-hmm. You see? See, that's how it starts.
I didn't kill the ducks,
but tell that to the cops. They blame you.
Hang on. What are you calling about?
Anyways,
hold on. That phrase, turned up missing, always bothered me.
Yeah.
Turned up means you got
showed
back
up.
from
Showed up.
Yeah,
You can't be missing and turned up.
I don't like turned up missing.
I'm with you.
Turned out missing. Turned off.
out to be missing.
Yeah, turned up missing.
Ended up missing.
I never. It's right up there with can't win for losing.
I think it started with
never understood
ended
that.
up. It was
Fat chance, slim chance.
Yeah, turned up missing. Never did like that.
All right, so what's the question?
Well, anyways, I have a porn collection. I had a porn collection, I should say. And the boss's mom sometimes she'd come out and open up my trailer and stuff on the property, air it out for me while I'm out working. And
Boss's mom.
Yeah.
Does she hunt porn? No.
She comes out, airs out your trailer.
Airs it out.
Porn.
Yeah. So what?
And I want to approach the boss about it or whatnot.
What do you think? She stole the porn?
Well, I don't think she stole the porn per se.
Tossed it out.
Found it and maybe gave it to the boss. And why is this on the property type of situation? Because the boss.
All right. That porn. Let me tell you, that porn is gone.
Start over.
No, it's like when a drug deal goes bad and you steal a kilo of coke from some drug dealer. He doesn't go to the cops. He either goes after you or you don't get it
So
back.
the bottom line is what he has hope for is that the boss does not approach him about that kilo.
Yeah, I mean, the porn's gone.
Yeah.
And would you go to air out some logger's trailer?
What does that mean?
I don't. What
does that mean?
I don't know what air. I don't know.
They
They go.
can opener again. You dare the roof? Take the roof off, or
Hey, here's how you air out a trailer. You get a BB gun and you just go on your porch and put a few holes in it.
you open the door.
You open the door. Why do you have to air out his
What does
trailer?
it mean? What does
I
it
don't know.
mean?
I don't trust Nate. I don't believe
So
him.
this call's about lost porn?
I think it is.
And logging.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Nate? We don't believe you.
What do you mean aired out? What does that mean?
She's opened the trailer doors, let fresh air into the day. It was 80 degrees today.
Nate, do you stink or something? I mean, what's the air out there, buddy?
I'm going with
I work in the woods. I work in the woods.
Loggers smell.
Ooh. Well, if you're the one living in the trailer, then why does the boss's mom have to air out the trailer that you're living in all by yourself, buddy?
Yeah, I agree.
What else is going on in this
And
trailer?
don't you just lock it? It's ironic that lumberjacks are amongst the smelliest people around, but that Christmas tree, that air freshener tree that you hang up in your car, delightful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You ever think about that?
Irony.
That's pretty heavy.
Turned up missing.
That's heavy. Wow. Turned up missing. Yeah, Emily?
Yeah,
You're 20?
21.
You're 21. You've been on hold for a while. What's up?
Basically, every now and then, very rarely, maybe like once in a couple months or once in a month, me and my boyfriend, during foreplay, there are erection problems. It's like it starts out okay, and then all of a sudden, it's just gone, and it can't come back. And
Is that because it goes on too long?
No, it's not because it goes on too long. It's just, it starts out with kissing or whatever, it starts, and then when we get, it just, in the middle of foreplay, it'll just stop, and then there's no way for it to come back. And
is there something come out of him during the foreplay? You see what I'm asking?
No, it's almost like it switches gears, like we start doing something else, and then when I go back, like when I put my hand down there, or when I go and I notice, it's just gone, and it just doesn't come back. And we blame it on other things, like, oh, maybe he's just really tired, like maybe he's not taking care of himself, like. But
the one thing you can check off your list with a 20-year-old, just this business about 20-year-olds being too tired, just check that one off the list. That is not an
he's
excuse.
not taking care. Oh, he drank too much caffeine last week. Are you kidding? 20-year-old has a boner all the time. Doesn't matter what he's doing.
Yes.
I think he's just got a short attention span.
Is he on medication?
No, well, he's 25, and I'm.
Oh, that makes all the difference. Is he on
That's
medication?
An old man.
Yeah.
He's decrepit.
Emily.
I'm surprised he can achieve an erection.
We have really crazy schedules sometimes, and this last week was like finals week, and we sometimes go through nights where we just don't sleep and we're studying or whatever, and then the night before last was actually like a really tough night, and then it happened this morning that.
Is he on any medication, Emily?
What the hell is she talking about?
I don't know.
No medication.
What are you majoring in? Jabbering? Nonstop?
No.
With an emphasis on rambling? What are you talking about?
Now I know
She was thinking like a girl. It's like, well, I didn't have the right mood. I was
Are
kind
you
of busy.
talking in the bedroom? Because that'll do it.
Yeah, that'll do it all right.
Listen, guys do not have those issues. They just don't.
Okay.
No, and being tired or being stressed or being that as you've been married for 30 years and you're in your 50s, that may be an excuse. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't really think it's because of that either. That's
all right. So you guys have had successful sex before, though, right?
Oh yeah, like it was fine like last night, and then this morning it was just like, what's going on?
Well, maybe he's not. He has to reload. Has to recharge the battery a little bit, Emily. You can't keep going. The guy has to build up the fluid again.
Yeah. Give him a break, Emily.
Yeah.
Well, it's my it's my first like sexual experience, so I don't really know.
I think you got to just understand it operates differently than a female. It's just a different system. Operates differently, thinks differently.
Yeah.
Different set of circumstances that make it run.
Yeah.
Emily, what's your boyfriend's name?
I'd rather not.
Well, you know what? Just tell him to call Jonathon Reid.
Yeah, call me.
That's the problem.
I'm like the love doctor.
Vote for him online.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to vote for me online.
He has 5 kids.
Contender.yahoo.com.
No, Emily, just realize guys after they ejaculate have a refractory period. They can't have an erection for a while after that. If you've been having sex regularly, sometimes guys will have difficulty getting an erection while their sort of battery recharges, and that can take up to a day or so. Some guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, baby doll.
Okay. Thanks.
All right, and listen, you have a lot of angst, and you're freaking them out a little bit.
You keep thinking it through what it'd be like as a woman. Guys don't function like women. You got to ask him.
It's frustrating because you start to think that it's you, or you start to think that something's wrong with their health. It's just
Well, I think something wrong with his health is a good bet if he actually is having a problem, but I don't think he's having a problem.
Yeah, he gave it to her the night before, probably 3 in the morning.
Right.
Then at 5:45 a.m.
Like, what's the matter? What's the matter?
Yeah.
You're not into me anymore.
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought.
You're not.
No, I know. I just wonder why you got so personal all of a sudden on the air.
Let's go.
Want to go to break?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, hold on. Brittany here.
I got to talk to you.
The virgin guy friend keeps asking for sex. Yeah. And we got Cole over here, breastfeeding. All right. Contender, everybody. Best show on TV. Quite easily. And boy, if you were into it 6 weeks ago, look out now. It's heating up. And every fight has been good. And fights have ranged from good to great.
Think how amazing that is.
Yeah. I mean, and not only that, but oftentimes or most often the underdog has come out on top. Now, I don't know if they're really the underdog or they're just spinning it that way.
No, they're the underdog.
But when you got one guy's 27-1 and the other guy who's 8-0, but that's all with his fraternity. and that guy wins. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, that's an underdog winning no matter how you edit it. If he wins, he wins. All right. We'll take a little break. Jonathon is here. Sergio's here from the Contender. We'll be right back after this.
Hello. This is your radio. LoveLine will be right back.
The one and only Live 105.
Yeah. LoveLine. I'm Adam. That's Dr. Drew. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Talking a little Contender tonight. NBC, 8 o'clock, best show on TV. Sergio Mora here tonight. Jonathon Reid here tonight. Sergio, known as the Latin Snake. Dr. Drew, known as the Polish Sausage. Yeah?
Yeah.
That's Polish in here, right?
Russian.
Oh, Russian? Yeah. No Polak at all?
No.
Nothing? Russian dressing? What do we call you?
Russian sausage.
Russian to the bathroom? We got to do something good, Drew. Let's see. Saying what rhymes with czar?
Well, some Scottish. I mean, maybe get some haggis in there or something.
Yeah, I think we'll stick with Russian, but we'll try to figure out a good nickname for you.
Right.
Yeah, that was that was my first joke I ever told on radio. I said I was training Jimmy Kimmel, and I was like, we're trying to come up with nicknames for Jimmy. And first we thought maybe the Brooklyn Bomber because he's from Brooklyn, and then maybe we thought the Italian Tornado. But after seeing him move around in the ring, we just settled on Jim. You're bad or really good. That's my thing. Like if your nickname was just Jim, that'd mean you were a tough MFer. You know what I mean? You'd be scared of a guy named Jim.
How about Jimmy?
Oh, Jimmy, even worse. Yeah. They'd had a Jimmy in the competition. Yeah. You know, it's a cop-out. Every once in a while, there's a guy named Brad, and it's always bad. Bad Brad. Bad Brad hidden. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's a cop-out. Yeah. Come on, buddy. You got to do better than that. Yeah. Brittany?
Yeah?
You're 14?
Yes.
I like to be like Adam, the dry humper Corolla or something. You know, something to freak you out a little bit.
You could be, too.
Forget about getting hit. You know you're going to get hit. You may get dry humped in that ring. I mean, really freak a guy out. You know, give him something to think about in there.
Brittany.
Yeah.
14.
Well, you know what I'm saying? He's already looking at your hands, but he should be looking, you know, you make a move, he freaks out, he pulls his leg back, and pow, big overhead cross. Huh?
Rear entry Corolla?
Yeah.
Brittany, 14.
Brittany.
14, guys, 14.
14. What's happening, Brittany?
I hang out with, like, a lot of guys. Like, all my friends are guys, except for, like, a couple of them. And recently, one of my really close friends, he's been asking me to, like, have sex with him and everything.
How old is this guy?
He's 15.
All right, so you tell them no. All guys are always going to be at you about that.
I know. Like, I just keep, like, every time he asks me, I just change the subject real fast.
No. Close the door on him. Do not
actually slam it on his penis.
Yeah, on his penis if you have to, on his nuts preferably.
Wow.
But don't get into deflecting or deferring or demurring. Just close it down. Shut it down. It'll stop.
You know what's great is you even feel like you have to dignify it with an answer.
Right.
Like back in the day, you can ask someone for sex, you get hit with a purse.
Right.
Fresh, pow, with a purse. I mean, now it's like
a shoe.
You can you hit with a shoe. Now you can just or a rolling pin.
Yeah.
That's when I asked my mom for sex. Pow with the rolling pin.
That's your mom. Yeah.
But the thing is now it's like just go ahead and ask.
No, beg. They start begging and joining.
You break them down. Yeah, it's like asking your dad to take you to Chuck E. Cheese or something. Eventually, it's like, get in the car, let's go.
Yeah.
Times have changed. I never asked for sex.
No,
man.
No.
Now, Brittany, just close them down. Shut it down.
Stay away, Brittany.
I used to
get
wish
good at
for
that
sex,
too. Get
but
good
I never asked for.
Very gracious and very firm. Swift and sure. Okay.
All right.
He's asking for. They're asking for that.
Like, what? Like, how would I just tell him no?
They'll like you even more. Hey, cut it out. I said no.
Watch. We'll try this.
Okay. Listen,
Watch.
Brittany.
Drew,
Adam and I are going to do this.
Ask me for sex. Ask me for sex.
You're going to be Brittany, okay?
Oh, yeah, I know.
Okay. Brittany, we always hang all the time. We have a great time. Why don't we have sex? That'd be great. Let's have sex. Come on, Brittany. Let's have sex. What do you think, Brittany? Let's have sex. Brittany, sex. Come on, Brittany. What do you think?
I'm going to give you oral and think about it.
Where's the David Allen vomit?
No.
Brittany, come on.
No.
Brittany, seriously. We're friends. It's a big deal.
What part of no don't you understand, son?
Brittany, come on.
How about I take my steel-toed boot and drive it up your ass? All right? Huh?
Are you talking? How about some sex, Brittany?
No. Brittany? You just say no. That's all.
Yeah, just clear and clean and swift.
It's fine.
They'll be fine. They'll like you more that way.
Yeah, that's right. Well, he's not going to like you more, but...
As a friend.
As a friend.
Yeah.
He'll respect you.
He'll stay a friend and not be somebody who just has sex with you and moves on.
Well, let's address this for a second, because I think people think that when they tell people answers they don't want to hear... such as
women especially think if they don't make a guy happy all the time, he's going to somehow think ill of her and just abandon her.
But not even in male-female relationships, just in all relationships, whether it's co-workers, whether it's sparring partners. See the way I weave that in tonight?
Well done.
Whatever it is, in a way, you think people aren't going to like you when you tell them no, or you can't do this, or I'm not going to do that. But in a way, they end up respecting you more, and it's just the opposite. When you keep saying yes, they just steamroll over you, and they lose their respect for you.
It lets you have an adult relationship.
Right.
Especially when you're around a bunch of guys. You're probably the prize, and this guy's the one that's trying to, lure you in and claim you. So be careful with it.
And by the way, even a guy you want to have sex with, if he just comes up and asks you want to have sex, you should just say no out of principle.
Lame.
Yeah. All right. Oh, Drew, remember you used to have a rap? You used to have to play like an instrument. You really have to have something going on. You have to dance. Guy's a great dancer. He gets all the ladies. Now you just got to just go tell him. And then it's like, all right, I'll just take oral. You know what I mean? Half the women we talk to is like, I didn't want to have sex with the guy, so I gave him a BJ. I felt bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Consolation prize.
Absurd.
Oh, I got to build a time machine, Drew.
And go
Just learn how to dance?
No, he needs to be a young man now.
No. Actually, I want to go build time machine and get into my 80s.
Okay.
Because I want to wear one of those jumpsuits with my initials in it and just relax.
Nice.
I'm tired of working.
Yeah, you won't care.
A lot of people want to build a time machine, go back. I want to go forward and be like 80. Just relax.
Good times.
Jet, and yell at kids to get off the lawn. Get off that lawn. That's what I want to do.
No, I like it out here.
Yeah. Jet, is that your real name?
Yes.
Well,
I drink alcohol.
All right. Is your parents Paul McCartney fans?
No, I drink alcohol. No, not at all. I was named after a French actress.
All right. Are you okay? Are you drunk?
No, not at all. Should I be?
No. Just your voice quality reminds us of something.
All right.
This?
I have no idea.
This is Jet.
Oh, this is Jet the band.
Yes.
I was thinking of the Paul McCartney song.
I know.
All right, go ahead, Jet.
That's pretty sad, Adam.
I heard you guys talking about, I'll just take a blowjob and everything else, and I'm trying to figure out why. I don't understand the concept of why women won't swallow.
Well, but how about women that really are aversive to this act?
Why
is that more difficult for you to understand?
And they like the taste of themselves, but they won't swallow a man, or why a man likes...
Whoa, slow down. Wait. Hang on, Jet. Slow down. Let's take a break. We got to talk to Jet some more.
I like the taste of that.
Yeah, that's like, huh?
How do they even get to that? They must use the only way you could taste yourself as a woman is if you used a baguette. And then you...
Crackers.
You taste yourself, Oh, that's the creepiest thing, though. I want to taste you.
We got to talk to Jet some more. We need a little conversation.
Let's just start calling women hypocrites.
Let's take a break.
All right. All right. Sergio's here. Jonathan is here. Both from the Contender. NBC, 8 o'clock Sunday night. Best show on TV. Hate to say it, but it just is. Love that show. We'll take a quick break. Be right back after this.
All right, guys, here's the deal. Looking to hook up? Call the Dateline. Sick of wasting time with the wrong person? Call the Dateline. One call's all you need to make. Call the Dateline.
1-877-889-DATE.
If you need help...
Call LoveLine. 1-800-LOVE-191.
Hey, everybody, it's LoveLine. I'm Adam. That's Dr. Drew.
We lost our caller we were talking to. She was interesting. She's welcome to call back.
Yeah, she certainly is. Even on my cell phone. Sounded high.
Yeah.
Phone number, 1-800-LOVE-191. Sergio and Jonathan both here tonight from the Contender. Best show on TV. Sergio has made the cut to the Final Four. Got,
yes, sir.
Peter Manfredo, who's looking good, who... lost his first fight. They voted him back in. He came back in, and so far he's been on a roll. Jesse Brinkley, who won last week in dramatic fashion, down, probably couldn't have won the fight without a knockout, and then pow, big uppercut. Actually, two big uppercuts. Got number one dad out of there. And then Alfonso Gomez, who Michelle has a huge crush on. He's a likable guy.
Very likable.
He's a very sweet guy, and another guy's good in the skills department, but probably not as crafty as the Latin snake, Sergio.
Oh, thank you.
Not as crafty, but moves forward and sort of nice combination between being sort of just aggressive and having some good movement. So I don't know who the favorites would be. It'd be real hard to bet against any of them, and since they're all 160 pounds and they're all evenly matched, I'd say any one of them could beat any one of them on any given night. I gotta say Alfonso and Sergio, though, would probably have the edge on the rest of the contenders at this stage of the game. Also, if you want to get back and see Jonathon Reid, 5 kids, That's a big nut. Lots of mouths to feed. Bring him back. Get a little cash in his pocket. What do you do, Jonathan?
Contender.yahoo.com. Jay Reid.
That's right. Contender.yahoo.com. And hit on cotton picking that gum. Vote for fan favorites. And then hit the button next to my sexy face. And then hit the vote button. You understand what I'm talking about, ladies? There's going to be some changes around here. If you want to see the Kingpin do his thing, you got to get on that internet and do it.
All going down on May 24th in Vegas, Caesar's Palace. Wow, huge. Oh, my God. Listen, I would be hoping I would lose. It's sooner than later, just so I wouldn't have to make that walk to the ring in Caesar's Palace, national TV, the huge crowd. It's just I would be freaked out. I have the heart of a loser.
That's what we dream of.
You have the heart of a lion. I have the heart of a loser. And then they never talk about, what about that lion? Does he have a human heart now? What's he doing for a heart? You know what I mean? Maybe he's like speaking, like he's saying to the other lions, like, man, I'd like to read a book and then eat myself Salisbury steak. And the other lions are like,
Adam, you found your call. You found this is where your heart is.
I know, but I'll tell you, I would be thrilled and just scared to death to go out there. I just would. Only thing I do know is all the guys that have done too much praying have been knocked out so far. So I would take it easy. I would take it easy with God. I think God is like, come on, buddy. You can't ask me to help you beat another guy up. Now I'm going to send you down. See what I mean?
There you go.
Yeah. I'd like to see a boxer who was into Wicca.
Oh.
Yeah, like a who was into like witchcraft.
Nice.
And he actually was like putting spells on his opponents.
Perfect.
Yeah, be smart.
Throwing things into the volcano.
Little Eye of Newt. Yeah. Sure. Cole?
Yeah. Hey, Sergio and Jonathon, and I'd like the Moscow medic, Dr. Drew, to weigh in on this.
Ooh, that's good.
Well done, Cole.
Yeah,
well done.
Russian name.
I was thinking of the Soviet surgeon, but I wasn't too sure.
Hey, that's pretty good.
I'm a goaltender in ice hockey, and I wanted to ask the gentleman, is there any merit not having sex the night before a game or a fight?
Great question. Well, the doc could probably help you out here. I think it's more mental than anything, but the rule is that you lose testosterone. That's what
there's sort of a maximal zone where if you don't ejaculate for a long period of time, your testosterone will drop off. And if you do it too much, your testosterone will drop off.
So you're telling me I need to go jerk off?
I'm just saying. The one thing that it will give you by letting it build up a little bit is a sense of frustration.
I bring that in the ring. Take it out on a guy.
Well, that's good on a boxer because we can take it out.
That's good for a goalie too, I'd imagine.
I'm not world class like these guys. Had a couple of amateur fights, and I can tell you that before a fight, to get the tape off the glove and to actually beat off and then get the tape back on, with just moments going into the ring is not a great strategy. I mean, those things...
So you got to do it with the glove on, what you're saying.
I'm saying get your hands taped, but then before the glove goes on, that's when you got to do it. I would always decide after the glove was on and the thing was taped
you
up.
Find a way.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Or maybe just do it the night before. So now as I think about it. Here's what I don't understand about taping those the boxing gloves. They always put the cloth tape, the medical white tape around the laces because you will get laced, and actually the laces will hurt you. So they put the cloth tape around there, and then in every other fight, the cloth tape would start coming off, and there'd be like 4 inches of it dangling. And for some reason, just like the mouthpiece, it needed to be rinsed off as the guy was getting bloodied. Somehow this little piece of tape was going to do world-class damage to a boxer, even though there was a fist inside the glove where the tape was loose that was beating the bejesus out of the guy. But it's like this little piece of tape could get in your eye. Right. So they always immediately stop it. They're like, oh, the tape's loose. We got to stop. Time out. And they pull them, and the guy tries to fix it. Well, at a certain point, they start going with duct tape because duct tape ain't coming off.
Why did they start with the duct tape?
I don't know why they didn't start with the duct tape, whatever you called it, Drew. But they went to duct tape. Now they've gone back to the cloth tape.
They're changing it.
But why not just stick with the duct tape? It works. It doesn't look cool.
It's not as cool.
Yeah, I think so.
But they make it in red. It looks pretty cool in red. All I'm saying is in this great Corrales fight we were talking about earlier in the show, they had to fix the glove at a certain point, and they do it in great fights. They do it in world-class belt fights. They do it all the time. Just
red
go
tape.
with the duct tape.
There you go.
Or just agree on it. Boxing's one of those sports where it's like they always complain that they don't get any respect, but then they do stupid things all the time too that they should fix. I would fix. I'd start if I was the commissioner, duct tape all the way around. Who are we talking to, Drew?
Amanda.
All right. So can you, what's the deal with beating off?
Enjoy.
Oh, really? Gets game on. No, really. Would you do it the night before?
Yeah, I would like to know.
I would
Not
say
the
no.
night before.
I would say
2 nights.
I'd say let it go a few nights. Yeah.
Well, you can't go more than 3.
I'm just saying. Whatever you can tolerate.
What would you go? Whatever you can tolerate.
I go 2 months.
2 months.
2 months.
See,
Get out.
See, I didn't want to say it.
See, I think that would drop your testosterone.
You don't go 2 months because you'll dry up.
Right.
Your nads will shut down. They'll be like,
That's a fallacy in boxing that we all follow, and I go 2 months, man.
2 months. Well, I'll tell you the one good thing is if you got a bunch of 22-year-old guys all living in the same house, it's a beat fest. Now the fact that they're boxers takes that problem right out of you.
Nice.
That's a good thing. Yeah. All right. So where are we, Drew?
Talking to Amanda.
How long though do you wait if you got to fight?
A week or 2.
There's a big difference between a week and 2. That's 100% different.
I think it's different.
1 week.
All right,
Give 1 week.
At least a week.
Okay, at least a week.
Wow.
All right.
It's good to know.
I got a week.
You see what I'm saying?
Amanda,
Yeah.
you're 19.
Yes, I am.
What's happening?
Okay. Anytime my boyfriend goes down on me, the sensation's just too much and I can't handle it. And I'll literally push him away.
Do you have orgasms with intercourse?
Yes.
That's you. See that the women that have multiple orgasms with intercourse do not like oral sex.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's you.
Man, imagine that. What a package.
And vice versa, right? Like, if they don't have orgasm.
Right.
Yeah.
The oral sex seems to be the only way.
Yeah, those are the ones I get stuck with.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
That's most of them.
What a package. It's like I can only have, I have millions of orgasms through intercourse, but I'm grossed out by you going down on me.
It's just uncomfortable.
Yeah, well, done and done. Your wish is my command, unless your wish is for me to go down on you, in which case I just want to have sex. All right, so Amanda, this is good. This is fine. This is you.
But I don't have multiple orgasms. I don't even consider...
You're 19.
19.
It'll start up, I bet you.
Well, do you have one orgasm?
On the rare occasion, yeah.
Oh, I thought you said you did. You do have it with intercourse.
Yeah, I do have orgasms, but not regularly.
Not easily.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And lately, I've been playing with myself while we're having intercourse, and I'll have an orgasm like that. And I can handle with me playing with myself, but when he does it, I can't stand it at all.
Well, maybe it's just the way he's doing it.
Yeah, okay. And by the way, it's unfair to ask a guy to do a good job sort of bending the elbow around and trying to prop yourself up against the backstop of the bed there. You good at that? Oh, Drew's good at that.
What are you talking about?
No, he's playing with her. You're saying you don't like him playing with you when he's having sex with you, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But also he doesn't know what he's doing with oral sex. He's overdoing it.
Oh yeah. He's too ambitious.
Yeah.
Are you a talker?
She's 19. She's young. He's young. So.
Well, do you talk? Do you tell him what you want?
I try, but it's sort of, I don't know, intimidating because he's my only partner that I've had, and so we're sort of learning together.
All right. So you just you're new.
You got to direct him. He's got to learn what works for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to lead him down the right path, sweetheart. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's the way you talk to him when you talk to him.
Yeah.
But again, what he likes is not what you like, and the guys have trouble figuring that stuff out.
Well, let me do my cat dog analogy again.
Well done.
Thank you. Here it goes. What it is especially, it takes a while as a guy to learn that women don't like the same thing you like. Mm-mm. And you would just assume it's like if you were... That's the way you think as a human being. Like, I'm going to order a pizza. Oh, all right.
Must love pizza.
I like the pineapple and the Canadian bacon. Let's get 3 of those. And then everyone shows up at your house and they're like, are you an idiot? I don't like that. But you just think and then you start thinking, how could you not like what I like? Men and women, totally different. And women, so men, especially 19-year-old guys, they want to be treated, they want their junk handled vigorously, fast pace. With a kung fu grip, you know what I mean? More tons of lube, big kung fu grip. Let's go at it. You go at women with that same speed and that same cadence. You freak them out, and they don't like it. They like it low and slow. And
like
here's the cat and the dog thing. Yeah. You're as a guy, you're like a dog. You want to chew, you want to play, you want to wrestle, you want to get rough, you want to go at it. Women, they're like cats. And if you go at a dog, I mean, I go at my dog, I flip him over, I start working the belly, I start slapping him, and they grab and I start wrestling, pulling the ears all out of the place. Cat, you can't do that. Cat, you can't even see you paying attention to it, or it gets upset. Right. Cat's like, what? He's getting up. Is he coming to pet me? Because I'm getting on top of the fridge if he thinks he's coming over here. Cat, you just have to sit there. Cat's got to come to you. Hey. Then you put your hand down, but you can't lunge at the cat, and you can't pick it up and start doing that. Who's a good cat? Who's a good? You see, you don't talk to your cat.
Flip it over.
Dog, you talk to. Look at him. He knows he's doing it. You do that thing with cat. You never go, who's a good? The cat will just freak out, jump on your head, claw your corneas out, and then just take off for the solitude of the refrigerator top again. So you put your hand, and what's the cat do? Cat comes around, and a cat start pushing on you a little. It'll tell you where the pressure is, and you just start pushing, and the cat will provide its own pressure. You know what I mean? The cat will sort of go up against you, then smooth, rhythmic, not going against the grain, nothing herky-jerky, no quick movements. Nice, smooth, repetitive motions. That's what they want. Huh?
You're turning me on.
He hasn't beat off in 9 months. He's going nuts. He's like a caged animal. I'd be out of control, too, except for, thank God, I only got 7 hours under my belt, so to speak. Yeah, so nice, slow, rhythmic, and not the way you want it. Now, you can't 19-year-old kid doesn't know that. Yeah. He's just going to dive in and go at it. Yeah. Right?
Yeah, he doesn't know.
They don't know. And the only thing he does know is watching porn.
Which is worse.
That's dog on dog.
Yeah.
Chicks ain't into it. That ain't the way chicks like it.
Those aren't real chicks.
That's the way guys like to think chicks like it, and they make the movies for dudes.
Right. Wish the chicks would like it.
Yeah. There should be a disclaimer. Like, they do that disclaimer, like all models over 18 years of age. They should do one. Dudes, this is not how your girlfriend wants it. This is only for you to beat off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Drew, write that down.
Not to be misconstrued for the behavior of a normal female.
That's right.
Homo sapien sapien.
It's a huge disappointment because first you go at them, you go down them, you screw that up. Then when you finally do bust a nut, they don't rub it into themselves, going, ooh, more. They're like, oh, Christ, why don't you say something? This is a new blouse. Okay, there'll be no more of this. So you watch porn, you get ruined. You think, oh, look at her. Oh, she loves the taste of it. She can't get enough. She loves it. Then you get with your girlfriend, and it's like, what are you, high? Get out of here. Do it in the cactus.
Oh, no.
It really is misleading. Now, think about this. Every 14-year-old kid's on the internet, every boy grows up, he's logged 7,000 hours of porn before he grabs his first boob.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now he's all off. Mm-hmm. He's gone. At least we didn't see enough porn to be pushed the wrong direction that far. Yes?
That caller from Oregon, was he hating life?
Yeah. Oh, the guy out in the shed?
There you go, the timber boy.
He misses his porn. His beloved porn. Melissa?
Yeah.
You're 28?
I am.
What's up?
My question is I had a baby back in December, and I'm breastfeeding. In February, I found out that I have long QT syndrome. So therefore, I can't.
It's a rhythm. It's an electrocardiographic change that puts her at risk for something called
and I've been to an
something called torsade de pointe.
Right.
Torsade de pointe, and
it's French.
Do you have any kind of cardiomyopathy? Any intrinsic muscle disease of the heart?
No.
So your heart muscle is good.
Yes.
And you have no valvular heart disease.
No.
You just have the long QT syndrome.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, I found out because I was on the phone with my husband, and had a fainting spell, passed out while I was on the phone with him, and so he called the fire department, and that's where they found me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And so my EKG came back,
it would be nice if your wife fainted once in a while during those marathon conversations she has when we're in a limo driving from town to town, and you're on the cell, and you try to get off the phone with her. Okay, sweetie. All right, we'll do. We'll do. No, we'll do. Okay, all right. Just fainted during one of those.
That was my patience, not my.
Oh, okay. All right.
So my question is since one of the things that I can't do is exercise.
Mm-hmm.
Now wait a minute.
Well, because you can't get your heart rate up.
Right.
Well, you can't. You're not supposed to Valsalva.
What's that mean?
Just bear down real hard. But
bear down.
What do you mean you can't? Until they finish the workup, or what's the deal here?
Well, my cardiologist, he put me on beta blocker.
Yeah.
And
told me that no excessive exercising. Before I found out I had this, I have congenital long QT, and before I had it, I was working out 40 minutes a day, cardiovascular, had a really great exercise plan, and he doesn't want me to do that.
Well, he said no excessive exercise. You're going to have to find out from him exact, and you may be able to go to cardiac rehabilitation and do exercise under monitoring.
Should you do something like, if you're running on a treadmill or something and you collapse, you're going to get dinged up pretty good. But if you're on one of those stationary bikes or something,
is bad times.
You'll die.
Yeah, and so she needs to go and talk to the doctor about exactly what is okay. I mean, on the beta blockers, nothing's going to happen. She's going to be fine. And the probability is you can exercise fairly normally, but you may want to sort of kick into that exercise program under monitored supervision.
My prom date dropped
cardiac rehab. Yeah, those are usually different things than this, frankly.
She just hot chick.
Here's the deal. If she really had a risk of sudden death, they'd put what's called an implantable defibrillator in her.
Ooh. Put it in her.
Yeah, they put it looks like a pacemaker.
And your stuff, if it shuts down, it kicks on?
It's like having like
the paddles?
Yeah.
Like having a crash cart in you?
In your chest, exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's what you do now for people that have real serious.
So they put a what's it, a defibrillator, did you say?
It's called an implantable defibrillator.
And they put it inside you, and if your heart stops...
It socks you back.
How about I get one of those anyway?
It's an interesting idea, right?
Well, what could it hurt? I got a spare tire in my car. Right. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to have tire problems to have a spare tire.
I get you.
You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
What's wrong? I got some money.
Well, go ahead.
I want one of those implantable defibrillators. And I want a vagina. I mean, here's the thing. As long as I'm under, just do the whole thing.
Just turn the penis inside out and form a vagina?
No, I want to keep mine.
Oh, you want a vagina and a penis?
Yeah. Well, what do you think?
Well, I thought you wanted the usual.
Oh, no. I'm striking out on my own. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll get one of those, and then your heart stops, and then it kicks on again.
Adam, I think you'd be lost if you actually had a vagina, man.
Really? You don't
think you wouldn't know how to handle it. You wouldn't know whether to stand up or sit down, buddy.
You're right. And I'd probably for sure have cramps. At least cramps.
Sure.
At least cramps.
At least.
And with my eyebrows, those things get spread out. You know what I mean? I have cramps in my brow.
I think your first panic would be your first yeast infection. You wouldn't know how to.
God.
Oh, great day in the morning.
I would be treating it with TSP. I would just be dumping like cleanser into myself, and I wouldn't even know what to do. What do you got? That's a mixture. That's that's lacquer thinner, trisodium phosphate, and Jiffy. Let's just put all in there. Try to clean it up. Figure it will work. All right, let's take ourselves a little break. We got the contenders in here tonight. Sergio, Latin Snake in here. Jonathon Reid also in here. Sunday night. Oh, man. Sunday night. Getting exciting. What's going on? Who's fighting this Sunday? Could it be Sergio? Let me think. Alfonso hasn't fought in a little while. Maybe Alfonso's getting in there.
With Sergio?
I don't know, Sergio. It's been a while for Sergio, too. Because Jesse and Peter fought most recently. Oh, this is going to be tough. Oh, man. But you can tell me this. Because I've said you can tell me this, even if you can't tell me. You can tell me in real time the difference. Like, let's just say Jesse, who fought last week. Mm-hmm. Jesse Brinkley fought last week and won. If he were to fight in this week's episode, not saying he is, but if he were to fight, how great a distance would that be between fights? Would it be a couple weeks or 5 days?
It was 3 to 6 days.
Wow. Because... I mean, it's like, these guys they're not going, 3 2-minute rounds. They're going 5 rounds. These are wars. I mean, your ribs are hurting. Mm-hmm. I mean, you're beat up. You got in a car accident. Yeah. I mean, you really, if you were, if this was any other situation, you would take at least a couple months off before you got back in. And these guys getting back in 3 to 6 days.
Well, it could have been as much as like 2 weeks. When there was more people, but now that there's only 4, the final 4, it's
right
only
back.
3 day difference. Yeah.
Warriors, Drew. Do you hear me?
Warriors.
True warriors. Yeah?
Yep.
All right. And we'll take ourselves a little break. We'll be right back after this.
Dude, you got issues.
Call LoveLine.
1-800-LOVE-191.
The one and only Live 105.
there, buddy. It's the LoveLine. I'm Adam. That's Dr. Drew.
My daughter said she wants to get a heavy bag.
Your daughter?
Yes, maybe I'll go back to her.
That means she's angry. Yeah. Heavy bag's good. You just whack away on that thing.
That's what I'm thinking.
You just walk in one day, you see her. I hate you, Dad. And she's pounding the crap. I hate you so much.
Let's do it this way.
Yeah, she's pawing at it. You find your oldest son humping it.
Oh, please.
All right. I'll get you set up the good heavy bag. You know what's good? The heavy bags, they have water heavy bags. Yeah, nice. Good on the hands. Talking to the contenders tonight. Sergio Mora is here tonight. Jonathon Reid is here tonight. Best show on TV. And I'm thinking boxing is having a little resurgence because you have the Contender. You got a primetime successful boxing program. You got Cinderella Man coming out, which is new movie with Russell Crowe. You had
$1 Million
Dollar Baby wins the Academy Award. I passed a movie theater and there was another boxing movie that was just out. It was like an art house theater, but
Lemmings.
It's coming. Yeah.
And then Jack Johnson's story was really popular.
Oh, it was, yeah. Yeah, on television. Yeah, Jack Johnson. He was first Jewish accountant. No, it's the first black fighter. Screwing around with it. Yeah, he was like way before Muhammad Ali was mouthing off. He was doing it, and that was back. And he was with the white ladies, and it was like they were arresting him, and it was all this crazy racial stuff.
Up, man.
And he was just telling everyone to kiss his black ass. And he was beating everybody up, and that was back when they would have these fights where, first off, the ticket sales would be 100,000 people would show up.
Wow.
Oh, well, think about it. There's no TV, and there's no soccer, and there's no basketball, and there's no football, and there's no baseball, really, or just barely some baseball. There's no sports. You don't have a team. Biggest sport in the land is boxing. You get Jack Johnson to hook up with Gentleman Jim, and next thing you know, it's in Reno, and you got 100,000 guys showing up, and everyone's like checking their guns as they come in, and it's 120 degrees, and and all the money you got was from the attendance. Of the actual fight. And it's going to be a 45 rounder.
How many rounds did they go?
They would just go like 40 rounds.
That was before rules, yeah.
They didn't really have rules. They would just keep going around.
Dropped or?
Well, yeah. Yeah, they wouldn't beat him if he was on the ground.
But until somebody gave up, until somebody fell down.
You just had to sort of give up. And but there were just the rounds would go into the 30s and 40s and stuff. And the thing that was funny too is they had like sort of a rule, which is if you knock the guy out. Now, if you knock a guy down now, you have to go to a neutral corner. You can't go to your own corner. You go to one of the other. How many corners in a square? 5? 4? Just 4? All right, so you have 2 to choose from. Sometimes you get hit, you have trouble finding a neutral one, but you go to that one. They're color-coded, You go to that, and you hang out there. And the ref counts you, and he picks you up, and he wipes your glove. He always wipes the gloves on his chest for some weird reason. And he says, you okay? You want to continue? And the guy's always like, I'm fine. I'm fine. Like he was watching TV at home, and you just said, how you feeling, Bert? I'm doing good. Feeling fine. And I like the guys that are a little outraged at your ass, a little indignant. What do you mean? I'm fine. Of course. I just got scraped off the canvas. So and then you walk forward, and the guy, you get about 10 seconds, 20 seconds to collect yourself. Back in the day, you got knocked down. The ref came and tended to you, but the guy stood right there.
Of course.
And the second the ref moved, he just pounded you in the head again. He fell down again. You'd get up again. He'd pound you. He'd lean over the top of the ref and just whack you in the top of the head. You never got to get up. You'd get up, you get to one knee, and you just whack you again. You fall down again. It sort of makes sense. It was a fight.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, Jack Johnson, legendary. Turn of probably early 1908, 1910, something like that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Transporting the white women. Oh, yeah. Couldn't do it back then. Now, no problem.
Transporting.
My wife's white. I took her out of town all the time. No big deal. We got pulled
Cross
over.
State lines?
Took her into Nevada.
No way.
Yeah. Had her in the trunk of the car. I didn't need trouble. We'll get back to the phones and speak to Kate, who's 18. Kate?
Hey.
What's happening?
Nothing. First, I just want to let you guys know I really appreciate everything you do, and you guys are freaking awesome. It's great to just be able to talk to you guys. It's so cool.
Thanks.
And
talking to us, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
All right. Yeah. Never know. You watch the Contender, Kate?
No, you know what? I don't have time for TV.
Yeah, well, that's like saying I don't have time.
You need to make time.
Yeah, it's like saying I don't have time to brush my teeth or eat right.
It's so lame, but it's kind of true. I'm really busy.
What are you doing?
Well, I work and I'm a full-time student, and
okay.
But you got a sex question, all right?
Good times.
Go ahead.
Well, before I even ask my question, Dr. Drew, you're such an inspiration. I'm aspiring to become a midwife and open my own birthing center, so I really like to listen to you and all of your advice and everything that you give to young females. It's really inspiring.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So, anyways, thank you.
What do you do at a birthing center?
You have babies.
It's like all natural birth, like holistic healing.
You know, it'd be a tough gig, janitor at the birthing center.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clean up aisle
Yeah, a
9.
little messy. Yeah.
Yeah. We got a zygote and some placenta down here. We're going to need you in here.
Laundry would be worse.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, how about people just go to a hospital and have their kids like human beings, you know?
Well, it actually dates back to like way long ago. That's how things are done, you know.
So does amputating a guy with no anesthetic and putting tar on the end of his limb. That dates back to the Civil War. Thing is we've now outgrown that because we have hospitals and technology and stuff that plugs in.
I totally love technology. I have nothing against that. I just, for people that are suitable for it and, you know, for the pregnant women that qualify for it and want to go for the more natural way, I think that it's a perfect idea.
All right. I'll tell you what my idea is now that I think about it.
Oh.
You know they have that plane that simulates zero gravity?
Yes.
It's like they call it the vomit comet.
Birthing centers in that.
In that plane.
Yeah.
Yeah, because zero gravity, that would be the best place to have your kid.
Well, they do it underwater to sort of simulate the same
I know, but then the kid's going to drown,
Yeah,
you know?
what are you going to do?
You do it in that plane. You see that plane? It's when they film astronaut movies, they'll do it in those planes. They go up, and they arc down, and for like 2 minutes, you have zero gravity. You're just doing cartwheels in the air. If you could time it so that your wife actually crapped the kid out during the arc, it'd be awesome seeing the kid pour into zero gravity. And I got to believe that kid would be better off. He'd probably have much higher self-esteem.
Think of the trauma, though, when the arc ends.
Yeah. But imagine that. He's in like the 5th grade. Where were you born? County USC? Where were you born? Outer space. That could be the hit of the 5th grade. What'd she want, by the way?
Let's hear her.
Oh, anyway. She just reminded me of something. I don't know.
All right, Kate, what's going on? What's the question?
Okay, thanks. Well, hey, I was dating this guy for about 2.5 years, and I was his first girlfriend, first everything, and we were kind of like high school sweethearts, and we recently had a split, which was kind of hard on us, but we're trying to do the friends thing. It wasn't a real clean cut, and we actually slept together a couple nights ago. And it's the friends thing isn't working out, but we're trying to live by it. It's just really hard. So I don't really know what your guys' advice is.
No, wait a minute. Why are you being friends? If you're sleeping together, why isn't something more happening?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I know this sounds like, you know, typical guy sort of a thing, but he really is. I mean, he's a really amazing guy, very good person, and we have a lot of history together. We've been through a lot and everything, and there's that tension, you know, that sexual tension between us that any couple would experience, especially after a breakup. But we have the same group of friends.
Again, why aren't you back in?
Yeah, why don't you just get back together with him? You like him? You have sex with him?
It's all on him. He's
right. He doesn't want to get back in. That's it.
Well, no,
he's confused.
He's confused, and like he doesn't want to be vulnerable.
Kate, don't believe that BS. He doesn't want to go back in. That's it. If he wanted even the slightest bit, he'd be in.
By the way, you always know when a guy's BSing when he starts saying stuff that sounds like it came out of a chick's mouth. Right now, I just need some time. I'm feeling a little vulnerable. You know, I got to be alone with my thoughts.
They're telling you what you want to hear.
Yeah. Whenever you hear that, that's just BS for, I'd like to nail you, and I like to nail this other chick I go to junior college with. Exactly. I don't really want to be tied down. Right. And it's also sort of code for, you're good enough to nail, but you're not really girlfriend material
for me anymore.
Yeah. But don't worry, I still like the sex part.
Right.
Here's the thing: I want to break up with you. My penis wants to keep things going, and he rules the roost.
Well, no, and if you cooperate with both, then fantastic.
Right.
So you're cooperating with both, Kate, giving exactly what he and his penis want.
Yeah, no guy actually really has thoughts about, I just need time. You know,
no, he's out.
I need to go to Adam.
Sort of like a hit me on the hip type of relationship.
Right.
When I want it, I'll call yourself.
Right. That's right.
Yeah.
Or whenever we're around, magically one thing leads to another.
Yeah.
Don't be around him. Make the break.
And come on, wake up here.
Andy's coming over. By the way, that's
bad.
Drew, you ever go to a chick's house without wanting sex under the age of 30? Seriously, be honest. See what you think. See what you think about that. No, that's right.
Kate, you're better off watching TV.
That's right. And,
right.
And here's the thing. It ends up screwing the chicks up because chicks get attached to guys when they're having sex. They just do. No matter how up in their head they are physically.
Unless they're trauma survivors, they can use it just like sex.
Yeah. But even this doesn't work out for anybody.
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah, someone like Kate is smart. She's up in her head a little bit too much. She's still in love with the guy. Her thing is something's better than nothing. At least I got some attachment to him.
And she believes what he tells her, too. I mean, because that's what she'd be doing if she were behaving like this.
Yeah, and by the way, do the math. He's on top of you twice a week, but he's got to get his head together before he can get back together with you.
What's that? What is that?
No, if he was into you.
He's already in.
He's already in. He just got to get his head together. He's not interested. All right. Wait a minute. Now I feel bad. Kate?
Uh-huh.
You can do better than this guy.
Okay. Well, I totally get what you guys are saying, but, I mean, just to kind of give you a little bit of a history or whatever, so I think you better understand.
Yeah, I don't want to know. Nothing worse than hearing someone crap all over my good points with their history, with their facts, and their information.
Should we hear it?
Nah. She's fine. Get away from this guy. He's a good guy, but he's got a boner. Good guy with a boner.
The reason I'm interested, because in my mind, there's no history she could provide that would make any difference.
All right.
I'm curious.
Should we see?
Could you come up with something?
All right.
Good point.
Kate, go ahead. What do you got?
Okay, I'm sorry I didn't mean to crap on your good point either.
Well, go ahead. Give it a shot.
Because we can't think of any history that would crap on it, so go ahead.
Okay. Well, you'll probably be able to shoot this down, but we'll see. I actually was pregnant and had a miscarriage from him, and after that happened, just emotionally, everything kind of got weird between us.
Yeah.
And things happened, and the breakup was a mutual thing. It wasn't because of the miscarriage, but I think that definitely kind of put the ball in motion.
Yeah.
Open the door for him to slip out.
Yeah. Opportunity. So, but now, why aren't you back together?
We are working on it. We're trying to get back together, and we took the wrong route, definitely.
No, you told me he wasn't into it. You told me you said to us that he's not open to it.
Right, not right now. He wants to in the future, but he's scared right now or whatever.
Oh, Kate, stop believing that. Stop believing that crap.
All right, baby. You want to follow in Dr. Drew's footsteps? First thing you got to do is knock off the denial. Second thing, start banging candy stripers.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? All right. Let's go, baby. All right.
Break it down.
Out there. You break it down. Come on. Let's get a hand in now. Let's go. Let's break it down. All right, gentlemen. And I use that term loosely. All right. Boxing, not a team sport. They don't get to break it down that much, you know?
I'm sure that
they do. But they got the gloves on, so, you know, it doesn't make that good
manager,
noise. The coach.
Thump
it down, thump it down.
I'll tell you, the guy who's on the Contender, the coach, the trainer, Tommy Gallagher, was a guy I met when I went to Gleason's gym in New York and did something for the Man Show, and he was my trainer.
Wow.
He's awesome. I mean,
he's always cussing.
Oh, it never stops cussing. It was great for TV because it's just like beep, beep, beep. And that's just when he's like pouring cereal in the kitchen. It's not even during a fight. You can do the math, though. It's like, you got to beat the beep out of this guy. And he's just everyone's yelling at the poor guy. You know, most time fighters, they get to go in the corner. Maybe their dad or their trainer yells at them. In the Contender, everyone's yelling at him. Sly's on one side yelling at him. Half the other guys that hoping they lose are yelling at him. Tommy Gallagher's yelling at him. I always like. I was just watching the fight, the Chico Corrales fight we're talking about over the weekend, and these trainers, they're a little uninspiring. Like, especially with the Mexican translator. Yeah. It's like the guy's like, and the guy's like, "Come on, you're not punching enough. You got to do more punching. Stop letting him hit you." It's like, no ass, Sherlock. That's 50 years in the fight game and all you come up with is you got to punch more.
Yeah.
And it's always funny because the guy, I think the same guy does the Spanish translation for everyone. He always sounds like he's whining. Come on, you're not punching enough. You have to punch more. It's like he's whining the whole time. I don't think these guys are whining. I think he's just doing that.
At least those translators are better than the African ones. Those are, I mean, they say like a whole paragraph and he just says, block, left hook.
Come on, he's hitting you too much. You have to hit him more. I always like it, too, when the guys don't know what round it is and stuff. Come on, let's go. Start trying now. All right, let's take ourselves a little break. Drew, can you imagine if this show had a translator?
Oh, boy.
Man. Adam says, stop blaming your father. All right, let's take a little break. We'll be right back after this.
Hello? Who's this?
This is LoveLine.
1-800-LOVE-191. LoveLine will be right back.
The one and only Live 105.
Hey, everybody, it's the LoveLine. I'm Adam. That's Dr. Drew talking to some contenders tonight. Jonathon Reid is here. Sergio, the Latin Snake Mora, is here tonight.
You like saying that, huh?
I do. It's a good. it's a good name, you know.
Thank you.
And like I said, there's a lot of bad nicknames out there, and there's a lot of ones where guys don't copyright theirs or something. They use a couple guys got the same nicknames. Latin Snake, those nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the other thing that's good too is Sergio is like a serpent in there. He's long, he's lean, he moves, uses defense, uses upper body, slips, punches very nicely, even leaning against the ropes.
I love leaning against the ropes.
I
feel so comfortable.
Fights in a professional style. You know, doesn't have both hands up and elbows tucked in. Hands. Yeah. What's that?
Hands.
Yeah, he'll have his right hand up, his left thumb right in the ass. Really intimidates the other guy. You're not going to get hit with that jab.
Yeah, I wouldn't want it.
No, it's like this. The other hand is down, and they're sliding, using the head movement instead of just absorbing stuff with their forearms. Yeah. It can burn you, though. That's why they fight, Drew. That's why. Yeah. All right, so anyway, Contender Sunday nights, NBC, 8 o'clock, best show on TV. And let's speak to... Drew, I'm telling you, you are up on your feet when you're watching this show. You're nervous. You're pacing, and
really
on your feet. It really is. My wife doesn't care for boxing per se, but she loves the show. Screaming at the Latin Snake. Oh yeah. Sarah, you know it helps. I shadow box in front of the TV set while she's doing it.
That's what she's screaming. Get the F out of the way. I want to watch this show.
And then the problem is I get the TiVo remote. So it's boom, hit the pause, pow, right up in front of the TV, throwing the crazy punches. Sarah?
Yeah?
20 years old?
18.
18?
Yeah.
Well, it says 20 here. What's up?
Almost, just about. I wanted to say that it was really cool that you had the guts to say, I think it was Tuesday, how the girl was, quote, crapping out kids. She's the same age as me, and, you know, and it was good that you guys, like, kind of made her realize that...
yeah. Well, we don't, you know, people look at it, you know, they don't like us getting down on the moms that are having 3 and 4 kids before their 18th birthday with 3 or 4 guys and no means of support. But to me, that's child abuse. You know, on behalf of the kid, we should be talking about this. And the kids that haven't been born yet.
That's cool.
What's that?
I've never heard anyone say that before, like, have the guts, so that was cool. And, like, my mom was like that with drugs and alcohol and young and everything, so...
All right.
The other thing, I had a question.
Listen to the show. Yeah.
Your mom was young and a drug addict?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah, it was bad, but I was removed from there when I was 7, so...
Yeesh. Child Protective Services?
No, my grandmother actually took me in.
Wow. And she raised you?
Yeah.
All right.
That was good, huh?
Yeah, it was really good. I'm doing a lot better now.
We can tell, yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Like, self-esteem and trust issues and everything.
Yeah,
but
of course.
Anyway, so I have a boyfriend that is, like, you know, probably about 2.5 years. He joined the Army Reserves, and so now he's in Fort Bragg, North Carolina, because in, like, a month he's going to go to Iraq.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And I'm going to visit him next weekend, and I was wondering if there's anything sexual, non-sexual, whatever, that, you know, would be memorable to him.
Mm-hmm.
That,
Have you been having
for like a whole year that he could think about or something?
Yeah, give him a hustler.
A what?
Have you been having sex with him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, what could you do? Well, threesome. That would stick in his craw
No,
pretty
not
good.
like
He could take that with him. Well, hey, he may never come back. You know what I'm saying?
Dress in one of those black gowns like them.
You mean like a French maid or something like that? Oh, like a burqa.
Like the Middle Eastern one.
Yeah. Ooh.
There you go. Fantasy.
Nasty burqa sex.
You know, they're not allowed to do that type of stuff. So
no,
no lingerie under that. That's memorable.
No, I don't know though, because you may not want to give him the message that there's a hot body underneath that burqa.
You know, develop a taste for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no.
Just a thought.
Here's I'm trying to think. you could give him something visual. Like he's got to look at you naked, you know.
Yeah.
Where do you get to have sex, by the way, at Fort Bragg?
Oh, I'm staying in a hotel, and he has that weekend off because it's right before he leaves. So,
you know, here's the deal.
By the way,
don't leave the hotel room the whole weekend.
I'm the guy who checks into the room after they leave. I'm exhausted. Plop down on the bed, face first. I was like, it smells like a lot of ass in here. What's going on? This is what goes on. I'm now convinced in every hotel room I check into. This guy's going out, maybe never to return. 20-year-old horny girl's going to spend a long weekend with him, just a boff fest for 2.5 days straight, and then I come in.
But don't you think they should just stay in the room, eat in the room, stay in the room? He'll remember that.
Yeah.
Don't leave the room.
I mean, you could always.
What have you not done with him already?
Yeah. What's left?
what?
What haven't you done? I mean,
Well, see, I'm not like that type of girl that, like the self-esteem thing, I'm not the type of girl that, will normally, dress up or anything like that. I'd go a little bit, but I wouldn't do, a threesome or anal.
No, you don't worry about that. Don't do anything like
Jonathan was asking about anal. I hate to say it, but that's what he meant. No, not on the menu?
No.
You understand?
No thumbs up.
The guy could get a car bomb first night of patrol. Guy without any anal.
He'll be fine. Sarah, all he'll want to see from you is enthusiasm. If you're actually turned on by him, he'll get.
But if you want to sear something into his memory bank, you got to leave the lights on.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you do that?
Sarah.
When we were doing it?
Yeah.
No, when you guys are eating.
Okay, that's when, okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sarah, it's simple. Talk dirty.
Yeah, talk dirty.
Talk dirty.
Leave the light on.
Okay, I'll just get some guts.
Yeah, get some guts.
If you're actually turned on, he'll like that.
I think Sarah, you're in some kind of shell. You got to come out of your shell.
That's right. She's and it's a bad sign when you go you got to turn the lights on. You leave when we're doing it. Oh yeah. He's got himself an uptight broad.
Yeah, he needs some visual to take with him.
You got to take something with you.
Yeah.
Because, that's why you got to turn the light on.
Guys need the visual.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Where are you? And by the way, if you're going to do a lot of beating off, doing it in sand is the way to go. You know what I mean?
No.
I mean, those guys over there in Iraq, just one big pot, one big ashtray
sand
over there.
Sand is good?
Well, it's like, once in a while you hawk a loogie, but it just goes in the sand or the dirt, just rolls right up and goes away.
I see.
It's not like it's on a gym floor or anything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like cat litter.
Yeah, the worst beat off environment is shag.
Yes,
shag carpet,
yes,
okay?
Yes.
But best, sand.
Yeah.
Yeah. God knows what we've littered the desert with out there.
Oh.
Let's take ourselves a little break out here with Jonathan and Sergio from The Contender. Best show on TV, 8 o'clock, Sunday nights, NBC. Quit monkeying, Sergio. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back after this.
All right, guys, here's the deal. Looking to hook up? Call the Dateline. Sick of wasting time with the wrong person? Call the Dateline. One call's all you need to make. Call the Dateline.
1-877-889-DATE.
If you need help,
Call LoveLine. 1-800-LOVE-191.
The one and only Live 105.
Hey, that's the show. That's the week. I want to thank Sergio for coming in here tonight. Latin Snake.
Welcome. Pleasure.
Jonathon Reid. Everyone can just go to www.what, Drew?
Contender.yahoo.com.
Yeah.
That is correct.
Vote
for Jonathon Reid.
Yeah. 5 kids, everybody. A lot of mouths to feed in the Reid family. So get over there, put our vote in for our friend
whoever's
Jonathon Reid.
My website is www.sergiomoraboxing.com.
And we will give some thanks out. I want to thank Engineer Anderson for doing a great job, phone screener Brian for doing a great job all week, junior producer Lauren for doing a fantabulous job, Michelle for doing a great job on the engineering, and engineer Chris as well, and also producer Ann. So, until next time, this is Adam, the Brillo Head Corolla, for
Moscow Medic.
For the Moscow Medic, Dr. Drew, saying mahalo.
This has been LoveLine. LoveLine.
The opinions expressed on this show are not necessarily those of the staff, management, sponsors, or this station. The producer for LoveLine is Ann Ingold. LoveLine is a presentation of Westwood One Entertainment.